Now, if you do it properly, ironing should be relaxing and actually quite enjoyable. If you get it wrong, however, it's very easy to be frustrated and even ruin your clothes. So today I'm going to go over the 7 most common mistakes to make when you're ironing, and more importantly, how to avoid them. I'm Jonathan Farley, and this is my essential guide for the modern man. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to follow along for more of my essential guide, then please think about subscribing. Right, straight on with number 1. Mistake number 1 is getting the temperature setting wrong on your iron. It sounds a really simple thing to say, but it's a very common mistake to make. Also, it's a very easy one to fix. You will notice on every garment that you want to iron, there is a care label. On each care label, there is an iron symbol, and it'll either tell you whether it can be ironed, whether it can't be steam ironed, or whether it shouldn't be ironed at all. But when it can be ironed, it will have 1, 2, or 3 dots in the iron symbol. That means it's to be ironed at a low heat, a medium heat, or a high heat. Those, handily, correspond to 1 dot, 2 dots, and 3 dots on your steam iron. So, you shouldn't get it wrong, but people often do. Now, the top tip for always getting it right is to separate your ironing pile into 3 piles. The 1 dots, the 2 dots, and the 3 dots. You start off with the 1 dots, with the garments on the low heat setting, and you get hotter as you go along. So in theory, you should never have an iron that's too hot for the garments, because you're starting cool, getting warmer, and going to the hot last. And those last batch should all be 3 dot garments. So that's your top tip for always getting your heat setting correct on your iron. Now, mistake number 2 is using tap water in your steam iron. If you use tap water, and if you live in a hard water area, what do I mean by hard water? I mean water that has a lot of mineral content. So when you make a cup of tea, if you see that white rim around the tea or a film on the top, that's hard water. If you have hard water and you put it in your iron, you're going to get white spots on your garments, and you're also going to get limescale buildup in the pipes of the iron itself. And that's going to come out as little white dots and eventually clog your iron so it won't produce any more steam. So to avoid that, you should use distilled or demineralized water, which you can get at the supermarket. At the very least, I would advise using a water filter that has a charcoal filter in, like a Brita water filter, that will take most of the impurities out of the water and prevent limescale getting onto your garments. Mistake number 3 is to iron overly dry clothes. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, take this shirt, for example. It is completely dry. There's no dampness at all, which means that any creases will be difficult to remove. If you've ever seen my ironing videos, I always say we'll start with a spritz all the way over. That's to dampen the shirt to make it easier to get the wrinkles out. If you have a slightly damp shirt, then the heat from the iron is going to glide through the wrinkles and remove them a lot more easily. If your shirt is completely dry and you're just relying on the steam of the iron, then it's going to take a lot more passes with the iron to remove the wrinkles, which is going to ultimately shorten the life of your clothes. So make sure they're slightly damp before you start, and ideally give them a quick spray to make the process a lot easier. Mistake number 4. Now, when you are ironing, or pressing rather, your trousers, the big mistake is to not use a pressing cloth and to go straight onto, that's cool by the way, that's not switched on, to go straight onto the cloth of the trousers with the iron. Because trousers are usually made of wool or a wool polyester mix, regardless, it's going to make them shiny, especially if they're a darker fabric. The way to get around that is to use a pressing cloth. What this does is creates a barrier in between the sole plate of the iron and the cloth itself, and protects it against the harsh heat of the iron. You'll also need a cooler iron, as I talked about before. So the pressing cloth just makes sure that you're not getting direct heat contact with the cloth of the trousers. That will not only give them a perfect press, it will also make them last a lot longer and not go shiny. So that's mistake number 4, not using a pressing cloth. Mistake number 5 is to re-iron once worn clothes. Now, a lot of people will take a shirt that they've worn once and freshen it up by giving it a quick iron. I would not do this. If you're going to do that, I would give it a rinse first and then iron it. The reason for that is you've worn it once and it's got deodorant and sweat already absorbed into the the cotton fibers. If you go straight into that with a hot iron, it's going to make those things, the stains and the sweat, set in. The problem that's going to give you is the sweat will discolor the fabric over time, and the deodorant will do the same. You'll get white marks and they'll go slightly crusty at the armpits where the deodorant is, which isn't great, and again reduces the life of your shirts. So if you want to rewear a shirt, give it a quick rinse and then a bit of soap around the armpits and just get rid of the lingering sweat and residue from the previous wear. And that will also make it a lot fresher when you're wearing it a second time. So mistake number 5 is trying to freshen up your shirt without re-washing it. Mistake number 6, and I see this all the time, is to compensate for something that's very creased by overly pressing down with the iron, attacking the garment and thinking, I'm really going to press the creases out. You should not overly press or be too vigorous with your ironing. You should let the iron do all of the work. Your hand is there to guide the iron rather than to apply additional pressure. Guide the iron, glide it across the fabric. The reason why you want to avoid overly pressing down on the cloth is it ultimately reduces the lifespan of the cloth, of the shirt. If you find you need extra help in getting rid of the creases, give it another spray with the spray bottle or just damp it under the tap and just make sure it's nice and damp before you start. The heat's the right setting and you shouldn't need to press down hard on it at all. As I say, just let the iron glide over the surface and let the heat and the steam do all the work for you. And finally, the 7th most common ironing mistake, and probably the one that's easiest to avoid, is hanging your clothes in the wardrobe before it's had a chance to cool down. Now, allowing a shirt to cool down for 3/4 of an hour or an hour after it's been ironed doesn't just let it cool down, it allows the moisture that's built up in the shirt to evaporate. So it's not being trapped in the fibers when you hang it away. If a shirt is put away damp, then it's going to have that moisture, which becomes mustiness and has that horrible smell the next time you take it out of the wardrobe to wear. So if you allow it to cool down and air for, as I say, 3/4 of an hour or an hour after it's been ironed, and then hang it away, you're making sure that there's no residual moisture trapped in the fibers. So that's your 7 most common ironing mistakes and how to avoid them. I hope you found this useful. If you have found it useful, please give it a like and think about subscribing to the channel. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you next time. Take care. I'll see you soon.